Welcome back, barbecue fans. It's another week, and I am so excited to be here to see you folks. It's Thanksgiving month and Thanksgiving week coming quick. My left side, Charles Baldwin in the house, in the wine cellar, and we're drinking wine. So you know what? Let's drink some wine. I don't know why we put that table
Happy Thanksgiving,
there.
bro.
Like, happy Thanksgiving, man. I'm super psyched because I actually am going on vacation. Yeah, that's right. Next week, you won't see my ugly mug. It'll be the butcher and Mr. Charles Baldwin, the gentleman right here to my left, running that show for me. You're going to be the anchor. You're going to be Johnny Carson.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you're Johnny Carson. And the butcher will be here, and you guys will be working right before Thanksgiving, but dropping after Thanksgiving. But so I'm sure you'll have some food talk going on.
Definitely.
You know, so you guys have been catching up with our turkey cooks. We had 2 weeks of great turkey cooks for you. Tony Two Smokes. You know, he was just, he loves this word. He spatchcocked that turkey.
He loves spatchcocking. He is a spatchcocker.
From way back. And
love you too.
And he did a great soup for you too. Hopefully you guys get a chance to make that. Don't rush out and make it this week because it was a lot of work. But Tony killed it. And then you saw Tommy's as well. Tommy had a nice bird. He had those Italian stuffin muffins, which, you know, I hope everybody made those because those were not that hard to make and delicious.
What a great idea.
Yeah. Did you end up making them? I know you had one.
I made them for Thanksgiving. They were very, very successful. Just the whole concept of just popping them out of the muffin tin and putting one on everybody's plate. Everybody loved it. They put the gravy on them. It was fantastic.
Yep.
Everybody was very excited.
So they're the perfect bite, if you will, because I don't know how you guys like your stuffing. I like it in the bird. I know you're not supposed to do that. I guess you can get sick. What do they know?
They know.
Anyways,
that's a little trichnosis.
But if you get the stuffing at the end of the anus of the bird by the Pope's nose, it is nice and dry and crusty. Well, that's what this thing ends up being, right? It ends up being at the top of the muffin is a little dry, a little crusty. You want to have that gravy on it. But as you eat down to the bottom, because it sat in that nice buttered tin,
you put the buttered tin.
It's nice and dense and it's fatty and it's
moist.
So like the inside of the bird. So you get the whole flavor profile in that muffin, like it came out of the bird, and everybody's bite is the same, right? Because you don't have to just worry about that one that's by the Pope's nose. You can actually, every single one of them is like that.
And he wise guided it with the gabagool.
The gabagool.
I threw the diced chorizo in mine, but nobody complained.
Don't forget the gabagool.
Yes, very good.
You put the chorizo in yours.
I diced up some chorizo and put it in.
That's a good idea.
Nice and salty. Gabagool.
That's good.
But yeah, it came out good.
So you bring up, it brings up something I wanted to talk about. We don't have to spend a lot of time on this, but I guess it's a big craze right now. I've been seeing a lot of barbecue, baking, culinary crossover going on. It was actually you who sent me that video.
Well, yeah, I ran across something called the stuffed pretzel from Amish country, of all places.
You're going to love this.
And it's literally a pretzel log stuffed with like pulled pork and brisket. It just
these people are thinking, folks.
It's amazing. Looks amazing anyway. I got to get one.
Yeah, these people are thinking. I did, and that wasn't the first one I heard of. I heard a couple of them popping up. So, you know, people are getting crafty with their burnt ends. Not that you have to. It's got to be one of the first things that sell out on a brisket. But still, what a great idea to have that to have that nice juicy burnt in baked inside of a pretzel. And then I don't know, I love mustard on my pretzel. My wife dunks hers in that Cheese Whiz stuff.
Oh.
So cheese with the brisket, it's going to be good. You know, and then I made mention last time we were together about the popovers. I would love to make some popovers. So I feel like there's this baking / barbecue kind of crossover that's happening. And I wish there was some more of it that can come up. I know the beef Wellington, not as baking as like a muffin would be concerned, but definitely the same kind of a concept. You got some, nice phyllo dough on top of that.
So light and airy.
Oh, beautiful.
Soaks up the au jus.
It's a great,
delicious. I mean, barbecue's always been traditionally, you have your cornbread and your, maybe your hush puppies.
Yep.
And that's really the bread you get.
Yeah.
Or, a lot of places, down south, we obviously went to, every time you get a plate, you get a slice of white bread.
Yeah.
It's like a thing.
Classic.
Yeah. Just white sandwich bread.
Yep. Kristen wrote an article about that. Like, why do they serve white bread with barbecue? Check that out around barbecuenews.com. That's a good read. But yeah, it's like, unless we had in South Carolina, we talked about this before, pimento cheese
sandwiches,
spread. And they're so dainty. You gotta keep your pinkies up when you eat those.
Except that we were eating the pimento spread with a spoon. It was so freaking good.
That was.
By the way, if you have any, we're talking about things. If you have anything, and I like to talk about sides sometimes. If you guys have any great ideas or pictures from Thanksgiving, that feel free to download them at Fredo at wiseguysbbq.com.
Sure.
We'd love to see your pictures or videos of anything you guys concoct. We'd love to put it on the podcast and show it.
Fredo loves going through it.
What's your go-to sides? Are you traditional mashed potato stuffing, cranberry sauce guy?
Yep, and I do a little bit of sweet potato pie, and I do a little bit of squash. I love like an almond covered bean.
3-bean casserole?
There you go, 3-bean casserole. That's fun to have too. But that's pretty much it because, what I notice, especially my age, my family, nobody's looking for a huge culinary experience, right? We're not really going soup to nuts. So we'll go less variety, more volume. Why? Because everybody loves to bring it home. Yeah. No, seriously. Yeah. I'll brag for a minute. I make a hell of a smashed potato. Unbelievable. It's really good.
Am I guessing this is a potato with all the Thanksgiving stuff piled on top of it?
No, this is just a mashed potato, really. But I just do it a couple steps there in the middle that make it my own creation, and it's just like I don't do certain stuff. I don't whip it. A lot of people like to go.
Oh, you're talking about your mashed potatoes? Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I make that. I got to make that in gallons because kids take it. Every kid takes like a half a quart home.
So you have lumps in yours?
I have lumps. They're smashed. They're not whipped at all. And that's one of my tricks. There's another trick that I have when I actually boil them. I don't cut them up too small. I like to leave the starch in the potato. Tommy was talking about this. He doesn't even take the skin off. He boils the whole thing skin on, pulls some of the skin off later, and then he just goes to it. I like the skin off, but I don't like cutting them up too small because when you boil them, they kind of break down too much and the starch is out. You want the starch in the potato. So I keep them bigger chunks. And then the real trick, there's two of them, is when you add the butter and the milk. So I used to take cold milk, throw a stick of butter in there and just go whip,
easy peasy.
Right, easy peasy. Yeah. No, you can't do that. That butter and milk have to be warm. So now I heat my butter and milk and it's warm, and I don't just dump it in. I go in with a ladle, I mix, I check the consistency, check taste, go in again, and I don't salt until the very end. That was something else. I salt the water when I'm boiling, and that's my first taste is just, raw potatoes and salt water. And then finally I come back with salt as needed, and I, pepper as well, but I do pepper at the end. But adding those things in gradually and, adequately tempered really, really makes it taste a lot different.
You get the nice consistency that you're looking for, and you have much more control over it.
You almost have a creamy potato while you still have it in a lump format.
You can't take that liquid back out.
Nope. Nope. And there are some people like it, I will whip some. Because some people are like, I like it kind of fluffy, and I'm okay. So I'll take a portion and I'll whip it in a separate bowl with a pastry mixer. But for the most part, I don't. I just beat it with the old fashioned granny. I got it. The potato masher. Yep, that's it. That's my mixer and masher, and basically your arm's going to fall off before you whip it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's my go-to. But like I said, I'd probably make 3 or 4 sides. So there's a good variety to have. But we don't do, we used to do the whole Italian Thanksgiving
Yep.
turkey crossover where we'd have an eggplant, we'd have lasagna, we'd have maybe a stuffed shell. No, either lasagna or stuffed shell, one or the other. And then we'd have meatballs and sausage. And then, so that was a whole nother, course in between. You went from soup, you went from antipasto to soup to Italian setting. And then, you'd come back later with your eyes closed and eat turkey.
And eat the turkey,
Eat turkey
for the real dinner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's my go-to. But I'm not going to be doing any of that this year. I'm getting on a boat, getting on a cruise, going to the Caribbean. I'm leaving when we head out to the safari, the BBQ Safari out in Puerto Rico, and then I'm going to jump on a boat on the Thursday week before Thanksgiving. I'm doing a Caribbean cruise for whatever that is, 6 nights, 7 nights. And then I land back in Miami on Thanksgiving Day and I fly home. So I was trying to pull together a Thanksgiving cook for my boys, but because of work and football and
too much going on,
we're just going to skip it. Actually, both of them are going to be out with the girls on their girlfriends for that Thanksgiving, which would be great. And I'll see, I'll catch up with them over the weekend probably, and that'll be it. And then we march on for Christmas. But I'm just excited to get away a little bit. I mean, it's been, there's never too much barbecue, guys. I don't want you to get this wrong, but there's been a lot.
It's gone crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, we have just had, this is the barbecue safari has just been rushing at me since June.
Absolutely.
And it just seems like there's not enough time in the day, especially for you. I mean, I do what I do, but you're going crazy. But for Thanksgiving for me, the last 2 years, we've done barbecue Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
With a place called, I think it's Bears in New Haven, does the whole shebang. You got the smoked turkey, and then all your barbecue sides, brisket, burnt ends, beans.
Nice.
Then we do the sweet potatoes. But this year, my brother's, he's going back to his roots, and we're going to eat, we're going to cook.
Oh, nice.
And, my potatoes, really, I like you, I leave it lumpy. But I think you're either a lumpy person or you're not a lumpy person in potatoes. So I just think it tastes more natural with the little lumps in it. But I used to do the same thing with you. I might throw a little cheese in there, little shredded cheese in there. But yeah, basically the same thing. And you're right about the milk. Yeah. You ever put heavy cream in?
I have.
So
I have. I just don't see the difference.
Makes so much of a difference, right?
I don't think it makes a big difference, right? Because with the butter and the regular, I use whole milk and butter. It's kind of.
I find it the same way. I was, I'm watching a lot of people doing it. Oh, you got to put the heavy cream in it. It doesn't seem to make much of a difference. To
I
me.
would imagine if you're whipping it, it would make a difference.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah, but I haven't whipped it in years. We used to have my mother used to have the old whipping thing with the two extended.
The hand beater. Yeah. It's funny. It gets on the ceiling.
Yeah.
It's great.
You lick the cookie batter off that. Hence, I'm 200 and God knows how many pounds.
So you have cooked. I mean, I know the last couple of years you've been doing it at your place. So are you off cooking this year? Or
I'm off cooking. I'm bringing some stuff.
Oh,
but my brother,
nice.
my brother's a frustrated chef. His son Caleb, who actually did a recipe for us way in the beginning. Some oven baked ribs he did.
Okay.
He loves cooking, so I'm expecting a great spread. They always put up a great spread, and it's kind of like yours. Not too much, just the right amount of things. But yeah, the candied sweet potatoes are a must.
Yep.
They make a great thing. And my father used to make all the time. He didn't even make it. He used to make my mother make it.
What?
Fried oysters.
Oh, Jesus.
Fried oyster casserole. Okay. No one would eat it.
No one would eat it.
Except the old man. The old man would have like one scoop of it, and then you got a whole plate of fried oyster there. And I don't know, but he insisted on it every year. For what reason, I don't know.
I don't know either.
When I see you again, Rev, you let me know. I don't know.
That's interesting.
One of the mysteries.
I remember you saying that last year because Tommy hit on it real quick. Tommy hears something, wants to cook it. Yeah. So he's like, oh, yeah. But I can't.
It never fit to me. I don't know.
No, I don't know either. I did 1 year. It was actually with your boy Dave. He had it at his house, and they were doing the turkey, the whole thing, and I wanted to bring something, and they were like, "No, don't bring anything," and they didn't want to do the Italian pasta piece in the middle, which is what I excelled at. So I was like, "What am I going to bring?" So I ended up bringing lobsters. I brought live lobsters, and I dropped them in, and everybody was like, "Who has lobster on Thanksgiving?" But it was Dave's mom who said it was probably one of the original items on the Indians, right? Because we're We're in New England, we're in the
lobster
ocean.
out the ass, that's for sure. Right
Absolutely.
off the coast.
But yeah, no, lately it's been tradition. We've been cooking a lot of birds, and you can't go wrong right now. I was talking to one of, Bob Bowman, Big Bobby's Q. He was asking, he's like, hey, any guys know I can pick up some turkey breast meat only? And he's like, I can find it, but it's like $17, $18 a pound. And I'm like, well, that's crazy, because I've been picking the birds. I'm on my 5th bird now. And I grabbing them at BJ's, 99 cents a pound. You can't go wrong. 16 pounders.
He just wants strictly the breast, no legs, no wings.
Right.
Nothing.
So I'm asking him, like, okay, is this going to be a culinary experience or something he's going for? Like, why does he need this cut of turkey? And he's just like, no, I just figured I'd get it on the menu, for Thanksgiving, before Thanksgiving, people. So I'm just like, buy the whole bird. I mean, I get it. You're not going to probably sell the legs. You might have to eat them yourself, but I mean, how can you go wrong? If you pick up a 16-pound bird, there's got to be, on the breast meat side, at least 8 pounds of that. 7-8 pounds of that is just the breast. So cook that. You're going to be paying $16 or $18 for 6 pounds, which is $3 a pound, rather than going out and getting these $12 a pound things. It's crazy, And
he's just saying, he's seen, the smokers. Smoked turkey is obviously is popular in a lot of barbecue venues around the country. Yes. Smoked turkey, and maybe not every day, but at least part of the menu, part of the week, will have smoked turkey on it. Yeah. But we saw it. They would take those breasts, just the breast, and put it right on the rotating smoker with everything else, and they had like 10 to 12 of those.
Sure.
And I think maybe for them it's just easier to slice it up, and you don't have to process.
I don't know, but I mean, as far as
turkey legs too are big. Smoked turkey legs are big too.
In Disney World, yeah. But I think even those are getting a little overrated. I think the way they're cooked, held, and sold, and they're not. In the end, they're not very good. I used to always see those King Arthur fairs or the Disney World. You see somebody walking around with a big old turkey
$15 turkey leg, yeah.
And you're like, why? What? You're not enjoying that. You're really not. Just put it away.
Once the skin is off it, throw it away.
The party's over.
So you're going on vacation for Thanksgiving, so you're out of the picture. So you're gonna leave me and the butcher to our own devices here, and Big Mike.
And I'm fully confident
we will have a good show, folks. Well, we will have a show, folks, and Tommy, I know will have some good things to talk about. And
you're gonna double duty that kid, because he's like right week before he's going to Disney World, with family and friends in tow. They're doing that Disney Christmas experience
shenanigans,
which I happen to know a lot about it firsthand, because actually I was talking with my ex-wife, and my ex-wife is going on this trip with Tommy's family and friends, and we used to do this, and it was like Mickey's Merry Christmas or something, and they really go all out for Christmas down there, as you can imagine. And they're looking forward to that, so they're doing that.
So he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back fried.
It's funny, because if you talk to him, I'm sure I don't break. I won't. I'm gonna tell you what I think. All right, and you guys can hear the real story when he gets here. But usually when they go, one of his daughters is a travel agent.
That's right,
and is one of her jobs. So she knows Disney at the back of her hand. She's got it clicked out like the back of her hand. So they do things like they have Disney countdown clocks. So every morning, Tommy gets a message on his phone that says, 16 days, 5 hours, 90 minutes, until your trip to Walt Disney World, right? So Tommy always adds like whatever the 6 days stay is to it, and says, in 19 days until we come back, So he's busting his daughter's balls, and they hate him for it. But what he also says is, Tommy's an old dude. We're all in the 60s now, and Tommy's a little older, and he goes out there and he goes like, I think he said they walk somewhere around 40 miles in the 6 days that they're there. It's almost like 10 miles a day they walk. And he's like, so now this one, he's like, because he was just there maybe a year ago, maybe less than a year ago.
Yeah.
So he's like, you know what? You go do what you're going to do. And but God bless him. He's bringing all the grandkids. So he's got like a 5-week-old or something. I don't think it's 5 months. I think it's somewhere between 5 weeks and 5 months. Sorry, Tommy. But, it's his grandson. So all of them will come in, all the daughters. So you'll hear all about that. I'm
Tommy's going to be drinking early at Disney World. Hey, I'll make sure he has one of those turkey legs so we can get a nice review of the Disney turkey leg.
He'll beat you with it.
Yeah.
But no, that's actually not a bad idea.
That'll be interesting.
But you guys will do a good job. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it.
This is my first time off camera. I think in over a year and a half now.
Yeah, you deserve a break.
The first one I'm going to miss. And, I could have done something a little different to get it done, but I said, nah, I don't want to. I'm fully confident in you guys that this is how it's got to be. Next guy up, it's got to be that way.
That's right. Next man up.
Next man up. That's it. Right. The revolving door continues. Yeah, so Thanksgiving is going to be a blast, and I'm going to relax my butt off. We're doing the Caribbean. My wife never lets me go to the Caribbean because she can't take a vacation where she just sits on a beach all day. She just can't.
She's got to see everything.
She's got to see things. She's got to experience things. She's got to get on the jet ski or she's got to get on the whatever. So this year, and because this was like an added thing, we found a new company, a cruise line. They only have 4 boats, and they were offering huge discounts. And my sister was the first one that jumped all over it. So I said, it's a no-brainer. Of course I'm going to go. And then looking at timing and stuff, I said, I think we can, after football, I think we can pull
squeeze
this off.
In there.
Yeah. So I'm completely looking forward to it. And I forgot where I was going. What was I going to talk about? Safari.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm completely looking forward to taking that cruise because it's just what I want to do. You pull in to, let's say St. Bart's, and you get on excursion. You take the jetty in. You get off at the beach. You pay one price. You sit on the beach, eat and drink like a
fish and an animal.
Yep. And then you get back on the boat and do it again on the boat, by the way. But then pick up anchor and go to another island and do it over again. So I am looking forward to this. And my wife doesn't like it.
You don't mind being stuck on a boat at sea with a bunch of strangers.
Nope.
My claustrophobia just rears its ugly head when I just think about being trapped at sea.
The last one I was at was the smallest boat I ever been on, and these are small boats. These are, folks, there's only 300 and something passengers on these boats. They're not very big. They're not the 3,000 passenger boats you'll see with other boat lines.
The small buildings.
Yeah, exactly, right? They get a little scary at some point, but and the other thing that's nice, it's almost they say 1 for 1, but if you count it up right, so there'll be 380 passengers. There'll be 400, almost 500 staff. Now, not all of them are, coming to your room and serving you bonbons. Some are.
No, you have the kitchen staff, the wait staff.
Exactly. But the service is just incredible. And that's what this new place was pitching.
A little more personalized service.
Yeah, you get laundry free every day. You get a butler. The butlers are amazing. That's you tell. First thing I do is I have a bottle of vodka and a bottle of scotch. They bring you full unopened bottles, set them in your room. That's yours for the length of your stay, or to order another one. And then you have a butler, and let's say you want coffee. You say 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock every morning. Knock, knock, knock. He comes in, wakes you up, puts the coffee down. Get your curtains open, get you going. And he's out the door. And then that's just to get you up. And then you're down and having breakfast at 8:30, and then you hit the launch around 9:30, 10. And like I said, you're on that beach the whole day. You get pick up from the beach around 6 o'clock when you're good and stewed. Get back on the jetty, back to the boat, and then you're taking a shower for dinner, and then you're off you go. So you're not really stuck on a boat, and because if I had to be a couple days on the ocean, and it wasn't one of those bigger boats where, people are playing basketball and maybe I would be looking for something to do, right? But between the lounges and between there's smoking rooms, so you can go get a cigar, you know what I mean? And you can
feel that dead time, right? It's not that extensive.
Exactly. It's not that extensive, and you just got to enjoy it. So that's what I am dying to get into. And,
the whole family's going? Or just you and Sue?
No. Me and Sue on my end, and my oldest sister's going, and a friend of ours who encountered this cruise line who set this up is going. Oh, my second sister's going too. She jumped on late. Beverly's going. So just my 2 sisters and myself and Sue. So laid back. The one we did.
Not with all the kids.
Right. We had all the next generation down.
Yeah.
They won't be there. They'll be doing whatever they're doing in school, so they will not be there.
Cool.
You know, and then we'll
a little more laid back.
So that'll be a little bit of recovery from the safari, right? Because we'll have.
I got a feeling we're going to need it.
Yeah, we are going to need it. That's the only thing I'm worried about, because I told myself, hey, I was going to lose, like everybody, I want to lose 20 pounds, 15 pounds before we go. Right. Because you put on 8 pounds just being 4 days.
Just looking at it.
Right. So now I haven't done that, and then I got safari for 4 days, and then I'm getting on a boat for another 6 days, and that's why I'm in this shape to start with. Is I got the boat I got off in July, so I gotta figure it out. Otherwise, my doctor's going to be calling me on the phone. That'll be happening.
We were on the same plan. I was like, yeah, I'll just cut 10 to 15. That way, when I get on this flight, I can put 8 on. And
right.
Yeah, I haven't cut jack shit. Yeah. I mean, I haven't cut anything off.
Yeah.
Haven't done it.
So we're going to pull all the footage from the safari together. I was actually talking with Meg and Shannon, which they both were on the safari with us. And, they had some good ideas. I think what Meg had suggested is let's take like the generic videos from the day trips and restaurants and then make it into a multiple event, right? Have 3 videos from it. Maybe call it day 1, day 2, day 3.
That's a great idea. I like that.
And then we have a couple of set restaurants that we're going to be stretching our legs at, so that we might do actual like interviews, not like destination cues, but just, meet the owners, see what's going on, see why they're, cooking out in Puerto Rico full time like they are. But that'll be coming your way soon. The problem is just taking a deep breath to get it organized and put together. So that might take a little time. I don't want to rush it. But what I am going to do, though, based on what comes out of it, is stop planning for the next one, because I'd like to do something early in the year, like before the hot days get in. Maybe February, March, go do something. Maybe we keep talking about Texas. Maybe we just tackle that. Because
the more and more I look at potential landing spots, a couple of places keep coming up. Memphis, Nashville,
yep,
and Austin, Texas seems to be. Austin, my nephew lives down there. He's been back and forth a few times in the last 10 years, but he's living there again permanently. He's just like, Unc, there's so many great first-class barbecue joints in and around, Austin that you got. It's a must-do for you guys. So that's my vote, is to go there. But obviously we talk about it.
Yeah, no, we'll get it done. I mean, a lot of it lately has been logistics, and I got to see, you got to see how the logistics play out. Right, this time we're going. Unfortunately, one of the folks from our party dropped out, but we were 9. Now we're down to 8, and this is the biggest one. We got to make sure we get everybody there, get in, get out safe. And then how to get around and how that works out. But something tells me the next one, I don't know. I don't know if it's as large, depending on how much creation, excuse me, folks, how much creation we get done. If we got a lot of good creative video done there, then it's well worth it. It's well worth it to have a party. I'll have a dozen people go. I don't care, right? It's going to end up turning into a hell of a party, boy. That's for sure. But yeah, I think Texas might be good. I mean, it's a lot of work.
A lot of people have expressed interest.
Yep.
So we'll have to see where that goes.
Good. I'm all over it. And then we got to do that early, because I'm not going in the 100-degree.
No.
So, and that's it. And then you know what? We got to do this all over again, meaning we got to turn the page, because it's December and it's Santa's coming, baby. Yep. We got to get Christmas done. Definitely going to have a blast with that. So, I hope you guys are enjoying this. This was by the way, this was our biggest week on YouTube since we've been in existence.
Fantastic.
We had.
Give me some numbers.
No. I'm not going to go numbers yet.
Oh, give me some numbers.
No,
give me one number.
And they're delayed. No. And they're
69.
All right, I'll give you this. Last 30 days, we hit 70,000 views on the channel. So, if you do...
Love you guys.
Yeah, if you do the math, right, real quick, it's probably somewhere around, I don't know. I can't do the math real quick.
I took the same math class 3 years in high school.
30 times 10 is 300, so I don't know, about 5,000 views. 2,500 views a day, hits. You know, we're people are taking a look at the channel, which is great. I'm just happy with the content. I mean, I go back to day one, and I was doing a lot of what I thought was needed to be done, and it was all like pirating things from the internet.
Yeah.
It was not. It was.
Well, we didn't know jack shit.
We had to do what we had to do.
You know.
But now here we are, and we're creating and editing and publishing one long form video every day.
Yep.
5 days a week, and we have shorts go out with it. Shorts, maybe not every day, maybe three a week. So we got 8 videos a week going out right now, and things are just terrific, and people are loving it. We're getting it now. So you're talking to a guy that loves punishment,
glutton for punishment.
Exactly. So I used to sit there and I used to track clicks. Okay, then I went from tracking clicks to likes, and then likes now to actual conversation responses. We're getting some good comments from folks.
Yeah.
People are enjoying the cooks. They're enjoying. Last week we had 3 or 4 people literally just laugh. I'm hoping they're laughing with us, not at us.
I mean, maybe not, but that's all right.
But it was just great to see people actually interacting with the video. So we really appreciate that. So
the evolution from your den on day one and to where we are.
Oh, you mean the first
now.
Podcast?
Yeah, the evolution. I mean, the whole thing. It's just never ceases to amaze me. And I mean, you this is a full-time gig for you and more.
Yeah, no, and everybody.
It's just you got a great team. We've lucked out with some great people too.
Yep. Everybody. Yeah. They're so damn talented.
Mike, no pressure.
Yeah.
So just don't fuck up.
That's it.
And we're good. I mean, I can't wait to see what's next.
So thank you very much for being here again. I didn't say it at all once. I'll say it now. If you get a chance, please like and subscribe. Hit that button. It really helps you out because we're dropping so much content. You want to know what's next. Even if you don't watch it, you want to know what's coming up between cooks, shorts, and podcast. And now Destination Q had a great response to that. We'll have another one of those coming out on the 17th. So please click that like button and stay tuned. It's going to be a hell of a barbecue ride. Adios.
I agree.
Adios,
Destination
everybody.
Q. It's only going to get better.
Oh, yeah. Peace.
Adios.